How's it going, everybody? This is a little bit different episode than normal. We're going to talk about a few things that we all need to pay attention to right now. One of them is S373. We've been really busy with that lately, and we're getting people to, sign at our door. We got volunteers coming in getting signatures. We need you guys to call your senators and actually fax them a letter, and that would help this week. This week's an important week.
You'll never see these animals unless you go out in the wild.
People always tell me dinosaurs are extinct. I tell them that they're wrong with a positive way. While I'm wrangling some of the largest snakes in the world, educating all the parents, little boys and girls. Scorpions, tarantulas, now what you gonna do? You should get on down to the Reptile Zoo. If you have a million questions, now what you gonna do? You should have a big party at the Reptile Zoo. The Reptile Zoo. Exotic animals all over the place. The Reptile Zoo. You never seen a zoo like this before.
The Reptile Zoo.
How's everybody doing? Now, this is actually a conclusion of season 1 for the Reptile Zoo. We need your input on what to do the next shows on. We're going to take a little bit of break because we've been real busy working on 373, and we really need some more input. We're working on, we got a few fillers out for shows. We're working on a few things, but it's been real hectic. We've actually been getting signatures done regularly.
What's 373?
Well, 373 is they're trying to take the rights away from us to own pythons based on non-truth, that pythons could live in North America. And the truth of the matter is the tip of Florida drops down low enough where they actually live down in the Everglades, as you probably have seen on TV. What they forget to tell you, they've been there for 20-some years and have never made it out of the Everglades. And their theory is based that they can take over the whole United States. Well, this year, they're dying in the Everglades because it's been absolutely freezing. So they're not even doing well in the Everglades, including the native wildlife. Now, I've already set up I have actually had a hard time getting an appointment with Barbara Boxer. She has not been willing to see me at this point so far, but Feinstein said if I fly to Washington, she'll actually meet with me. So we're going to actually we're hopefully going to, in the middle, in between time, we're going to try to get over there, speak to Feinstein, bring her up to speed about latitudes, and if you follow the latitudes around, all the animals live within the latitudes that they're allotted, because you can take it and move it anywhere in that latitude, but you can't take that animal out of one latitude, put it in another latitude. Thus, a polar bear can't live in South America, and vice versa.
Specifically, when you're talking reptiles, they can, absolutely.
So, of course, a polar bear, it has warm blood. Snakes are cold-blooded. They have to rely on the temperatures. So these animals, these are not, putting in a fish that can live in a certain temperature water. This is a reptile that needs to have its proper temperatures. I live in California. I spend almost $4,000 a month, every month, to be able to make eggs like this.
Right.
If you think that I would spend $4,000 a month in electricity to make eggs like this and I could do it for free, they'd be breeding in my backyard if I could do that. Impossible. I just tell you, after 28 years of breeding pythons and breeding literally tens of thousands of them, as everybody knows it, has followed my stuff on the Reptile Zoo and the hatching of eggs. But anyway, this is an important week. Please contact your senators. It is so easy to call. It's amazing. They will listen to whatever you say. Tell them that you're either for it or against it. I mean, do something. Obviously, I would hope you're against it just because it's based on non-science. Everybody knows that except apparently them. And so at some point, hopefully enough people call, well, they'll at least can reconsider it and take a look at the science behind it and see how flawed it is. And I mean, gosh, I saw an article the other day that said that rock pythons eat people. Well, they don't eat people. They don't get very big. They're a short-bodied snake. They can get heavy. They don't even like people. They don't want nothing to do with people. They live in holes, and they're going to crossbreed with Burmese pythons in the Everglades, and they're going to make a new snake that's going to eat everybody and everything like humans. I don't believe some of the stuff they're coming up with is amazing. Now all of a sudden, the week before voting, they're catching anacondas everywhere and rock pythons everywhere, and it's all brand new in 25-degree weather and 18-degree weather. All these snakes are just out everywhere you know, I guess trying to get warm in the snow, in the sleet. But anyway, this here is another reason it's crazy. They're worried about size, for instance. These are super dwarfs. These snakes here, you know, this long when they get to be adults, but yet they're being banned. Which, you know, I don't understand their whole thing, but whatever. We won't even understand. We'll just pretend they aren't educated, and we'll even pretend I'm uneducated, so you guys can look into it yourself. But anyway, if you call your senators immediately, because this week is an important week, fax your senators a letter stating that you're against 373, or if you're for it. I don't know how you could be, but hey, all 373 does is ban people taking them from state to state. So it doesn't even fix the problem if there was a problem, which is irrelevant, because the snakes aren't getting out while they're getting shipped from state to state. The snakes aren't even getting out. Down in the Everglades, they've been there for 28 years. There's been multiple hurricanes tearing down houses. We don't have hurricanes in most of the country, but it wouldn't matter anyway because it freezes every year, and these snakes cannot survive temperatures below 65 to 68 degrees for extended periods of time. Now, we're going to pull these eggs, and while we pull these eggs, we're going to talk about some other stuff. This is season 1 is now officially over for the Reptile Zoo. We're going to take a little break, and we need your input. We need as much input as we can get. What you guys liked about the show, what you didn't like about the show, and so we can use it for the next season. We're going to we have 20 episodes, so we're going to, every Monday, we're still going to put up our episodes. We're going to do reruns like we're actually good enough for them. Hope you guys enjoy them. And anyway, we need your input. Do not forget. And we've been doing our part too. We've faxed over 1,000 copies, signatures. Actually, we're closing in on 1,500 copies we've already faxed for our customers. You people that own pet stores, try just a couple days. Just even if you don't have a few signatures, fax those things over to your senators. You know, I mean, let them know that there's not just 5 people that are concerned about this. And you remember, they were trying to take all animals away not too long ago, and now they've finally reduced it down to a few large pythons, and it's crazy. And, you know, this thing will affect me, but it'll also affect you. It'll actually affect some people way worse than me because I'm actually in a state that has a port where I can export animals. A lot of these breeders are not going to be able to export them if you breed them at your home. If you take them, you know, if you just move, you're going to have to leave your whole collection behind, which is silly. I mean, it has, like I say, nothing to do with fixing anything. So anyway, I hope you guys are enjoying the Reptile Zoo. I'm going to get these things separated, and please call your senators this week and fax your senators and get your letters. It only takes less than 5 minutes to call your senators. They have multiple staffers that'll answer your phone call. And truth is, you don't even have to talk to them very long. They just need to know if you're for it or against it. Because really, at the end of the conversation, it just becomes a check. For it or against it. They need to know that you're against it. Because if you're against it, they should know that they're compromising their votes for something that has no scientific backing, that only hurts industry and the hobbyists. And it's a felony if your kid, if you live by a state line and your kid takes a python on his bicycle over to his friend's house, he'll be a felon. This is insanity, and it doesn't do anything Florida has their own laws already in place. Puerto Rico has their own laws in place. Hawaii has their own laws in place. This is not a statewide, this is not a countrywide problem. This is a state problem in 3 states. And it's not even a problem in 2 of the states. Everybody has it all handled, and they need to put it back where it is, in the people's hands for each state. Anyway, hope you guys are enjoying the Reptile Zoo. Every Monday we're going to post new ones, actually the episodes 1 through 20, and hopefully here soon we'll get started back on brand new episodes. Please send us your input. Let us know what you want. If you want to see more of this or more of that, less of this or more of that, let us know while we have time so before we start. Take care, everybody. Thanks for all you're watching us.